Hi guys, this is Professional High Priestess, and I just wanted to put up a video for you guys um, about some of the things that are currently happening. I did want to let you guys know that I am going to be providing sessions into October, and then I'm going to be stopping or taking a break again because I'm doing a lot of stuff, putting out a whole bunch of books and things like that. I'm working, and my twin is going to be me and my twin are putting some stuff out too, so I'm gonna have less time for my platform, but I'm gonna try as much as I can to get stuff out publicly on YouTube, but I'm still gonna be doing teaching on Patreon because that's one of the contracts that I have is to teach. You guys need to go on my Patreon and go watch the last video that I did on astrology, and I was talking about how a lot of the astrology is connected to chemistry and connected to your chart. If you guys get that new psychotherapy book, there's a lot of information in there on a psychiatric astrology, right? So instead of you having to take different pills for schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, etc., you can like look into your chart and find a bunch of stuff. So there's a book that I have coming out about chemistry and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you guys will not believe like some of the fuckery that happened because I put this book out on chemistry. And I want to tell you guys, like, I recently talked about how you guys know how I can write Kemet spells. I can speak the hyperdimensional language from ancient Kemet, etc. Some of you guys have already seen this. You've gotten services, you've seen it in your life, etc. Do you know they released a research article talking about some scientists have found a superconductor in DNA? And that superconductor is melanin, and that superconductor is the hyperdimensional language, which you cannot speak unless you are from a specific hyperdimensional bloodline. So it's so fucking interesting to see how people are like racing and clamoring and chasing after, you know, what we have internally as melanated indigenous people, but the whole time they've been chasing us down, blacklisting us. You can't wear your natural hair at work, etc., because of who we are. So these people are so backwards, but I just wanted to tell you guys that, and I'm gonna post it in the link so you guys can see like, wait, what are you talking about? There's a superconductor that can change technology because it's the Kemet. So like I said, me and my twin, we figured out a way to basically transfer the hyperdimensional language into code. So let's say, for instance, and that's the health platform that I'm putting out. Let's say, for instance, like you get on the health platform and you pick, okay, I want this spell to like rebuild all the cells in my liver. That's the superconductor. And you go ahead and you pick that health plan, and then you get like the download. Okay, I want this type of spell to be able to clear out my liver. And that's going to replace the whole entire pharmaceutical industry as well, because we also figured out how to translate all of the different chemicals in the pharmaceutical industry, like insulin, etc. We figured out how to translate them into a hyperdimensional language, so you can go pick what type of medicine you need and you don't have to pay anymore. And it started straight fucking warfare. You guys are going to be so surprised when you see this. Anyways, I have to talk about some of the scams that have been going on. Oh my God. I know I've been talking about people playing games on YouTube, hacking people's stuff, and some of the karmics were like, oh, she's in tech, so she's the one doing it, because it came out who was making all those fake ass accounts. Hit me up on WhatsApp, It all came out who was doing that. And you guys don't know that Stephanie Smith and Kichi and them, they all went to jail. Kichi went to jail for 3 days. Stephanie was in jail for 4 days because they got caught doing that scamming fuckery on YouTube, playing with people's accounts, making a whole bunch of money. Yes. And it is public record. If you guys live in New York or if you guys live in Toronto, you can find this out. So now another thing here is me and my twin have been looking into how they've been basically like running scams in the system. So the first one is through EBT, and this is going to start a war. I had released some of this information. I told you guys there's this virtual reality simulation thing where all the high priests and high priestesses got pulled in, and we were talking about like how they were like using EBT to scam. Basically, when you're in coding, I'm going to try to use an example, right? With pieces of paper. Okay. So when you're encoding, right, you have something called files and folders, right? So let's say, for instance, the folder would be like the major arcana, and we also figured out how to translate all the tarot into code. It's wild right now. You have no fucking idea. Daisy, you know how to code? Yes. How? Because just from understanding tarot and understanding how things work, I was like, okay, this and this and this works. You guys have no idea how much I've been getting gang stalked because me and my twin are coding this stuff. You start thinking about that. Wait, you mean to tell me that you can put those spells in the code, and then you can like literally go on the computer and you can download shit into your body or into your phone or into your bank account, just exactly, and you don't need a middleman. So that means you can replace all the the phone companies, right? You can replace all of the electricity companies, right? You don't need gasoline, no, because you can write as chem spell. This will continue to run off of the frequency of the sun, right? Oh, I did not know that, which is another thing that me and my twin also did, which is we created a whole new system of magical symbols and stuff like that a lot of people have been using, and it has been going fucking down. And some of you guys are like, Daisy, are you going to release this? I am. I'm going to teach on my Patreon, actually. How did you get your twin back? My twin has been around. We were never separated. What are you talking about? So anyways, hi, right. So anyways, I'm going to be teaching that on Patreon this month about the new magical system that we created, because the old systems are completely obsolete because they play too much. I told you guys about the herbs. You guys have not been seeing it. Cacao is no longer growing. Hershey said that they're not going to have chocolate for Halloween this year. Cacao's not growing. The argan seed from Moroccan oil and argan oil is no longer growing. Mangoes are no longer growing. Ayahuasca is no longer growing on this fucking planet, and it's because of what these white people did with black magic and these hoes did with spell work and herbs. No longer growing. Go ahead and Google it. Rosemary expensive too, exactly, and everything's going up because the supply is like limited. So go ahead and look that up, and that's why I'm writing this herbal book. The High Priestess said, this is how you're going to do it. You have to plant different herbs together, merge different herbs together, and that's how you're going to get like the certain phytochemicals and spiritual energy that you used to get from just one herb. So I'm going to be putting that book out. And in the cannabis industry, it is going fucking down because people have been realizing that aliens in space, they have been downloading certain DNA into the cannabis that's giving people schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. So I'm writing a book right now and doing classes in the cannabis industry about and lacing it too with certain chemicals that allow more fuckery to come down, more chemicals to dismember people's, to basically dismantle your sacred geometry. So like imagine if you're like working in an octagon and you start playing with this cannabis and it brings you all the way down to a square. That's exactly what they've been doing, and it's going down because they're putting all that fucked up weed in the black community. You see what I'm talking about? Black and brown community to tamper with our DNA because they know who we are in space. And some people are like, okay, Daisy, what can you help me? What can you do? Contact me, because with our chemistry platform that me and my twin are working on, you can go and upload the meridians, the like coordinates for your land, what's the address, and we'll be able to like download certain like phytochemicals and nutrients into the soil, which is another big ass thing that's been going down. I'm telling you, you have no fucking clue like what they have been doing on this planet. Like a whole bunch of fuckery in the sky, in the air, in the water, in your energy field, through the food system, through porn sites, through everything. And it is going fucking down right now, what has been coming out. So I want to teach you guys about this files and this folders fuckery, all right? So I got my Atlanta Zoo like membership card. Just bear with me, right? Imagine this is like a folder, okay? And then you have a file, all right? The file goes inside the folder. You guys already know this because you have a computer, right? So this is just one file. This is one folder. This is one file. Imagine this is the EBT system. This is food stamps, right? You have another one exactly just like this. I'm gonna give an example. Another folder. This is Cashapp. What they've been doing with the files and the folders is they put a code in between so that certain people can merge it together. So let's say, for instance, you get food stamps. You can use it as Cashapp. Right. Wait, hold on, Daisy. What the fuck are you saying? Meaning the social service system has been giving a bunch of white folks, people that work there, and their friends and family members, EBT cards. And with the EBT card, the file and the folder is merged. There's a certain code that they put in between. So let's say, for instance, they get like $350 in SNAP food stamps. They can go ahead and use that in Cashapp and get money out of the ATM. Yes, and we figured it out. It has been fucking warfare. You guys do not know, because we figured that out, and how they've been scamming at the bank too. Every single executive for the bank got fucking arrested in this investigation. You guys have no idea. It's been going down. And I have to report. So another thing that they've been doing at the bank, and this is what you guys need to look into, how they've been stealing money, because they stole $11,000 out of my bank account like this, right? And I caught them in the act, because what they do is they do like double and triple charges. So you'll have like one transaction, let's say for Uber, it's like $15, and they'll put it in your account like 5 times, like three to 4 to 5 times, and you'll be like, I didn't do that, and then it'll disappear, but the money doesn't come back, and then you'll forget, and then you'll move on, right? There's something called the ledger. Now, let's say, for instance, this is your bank account, okay? Right, exactly. And some of you guys are going to go take this to the bank, and you're going to say, hey, can I get my ledger? And they're going to say, oh, we don't know what you're talking about. Or they're going to be like, we can't give it to you. And I asked for this from my bank because they were playing games with me. And the lady straight told me, oh, you're going to have to call customer service. I'm in the fraud department that's above customer service. Why do I need to hang up and call back? Right. And I recorded her, and I was like, okay, do you know I recorded this call? She was like, you recorded me, and hung up. I'm telling you, baby. I'm telling you guys, people are getting straight fucking exposed. So now, I'm going to get another card out. And you're like, Daisy, what are you doing with all these cards? I told you guys, I always like see these as confirmation. They gave me the 10 of swords and the 10 of wands. Like I always get to see these all around, like when I'm walking, and it's like God giving me confirmation. Right. So, now let's look into this. Let's say, for instance, you have a bank account, right? You have 4 different databases, right? So let's say, for instance, this card is like the main database. So when you go onto your online checking, you can see this. This is the main one, right? Then you have this one in the back. This is the one that the fraud department and the different tellers can see. Then this is another one. This is like the managers for the fraud department, the supervisors for the fraud department. They can see this. Then there's another one, and this is the one that all the bank executives can see, and is very private. And this is also the one that they put on this collective like banking system. You guys don't know this, but you guys know how you have like the credit system, like, oh, they're gonna run my credit. They have one for the banking system that apartments and jobs are starting to use, which is very racist, meaning any single bank account that you have, they see, okay, what's your transactions like what's your deposits, what's your overdraft, and da-da-da-da-da, and they're putting it into like a credit system, right? Because now everyone has like student loans and debt because of COVID. They're like, okay, we can't be racist with that, so we're gonna go ahead and be racist with like a new banking credit system, which I told you guys about, and it's on blockchain. They did it without your consent because they need your consent, right, to go into all your data like that. They need to get consent from each and every single person from each and every bank account, and that's why they're getting dismantled, because it's unconstitutional, right? It violates civil rights, exactly, and your financial rights. So you have those 4 databases. They go into this one and they change up all the records, and then they populate it on this one. So you see thing in the very front differently, and then you see a whole bunch of like things erased and striked out and everything in the back end. When you go to the bank, because some of you guys are going to take this video, ask them for the 4th ledger. Nah, I don't want the one I'm online. I want the 4th one in the back, because you guys have that. And how are you going to prove that? It's called fintech. So now there's something called financial technology, and in fintech, basically there's a bunch of different like tech companies that create technology for the banks and for the mobile apps and for like all different type of systems, right? So like, for instance, there's a certain company like called Play. They created a technology that connects like online like sign in for mobile banking with the bank, right? So that the bank doesn't have to like have a customer service sitting there. The bank, Played, that tech company handles it. Like little things like that. You're gonna say, okay, then why do you have this technology then if this doesn't exist? Because they're trying to not let people know that we have like 4 different databases, and we've been scamming the fuck out of everybody for years. And that's when this came out, me and my twin discovered it, because we were like, wait, hold on, you're using different type of code called passovers to like make it seem like this is happening in their system and in their account when this is happening. Right now, this is going to be another explosive thing. You're like, Queen, Daisy, how the fuck have they been doing this the whole time? It's through the front end of their system. What do you mean? There's certain type of colors, certain type of font, and when you go onto certain pages, some pages are wider than others, some pages are like more skinnier than others. It's the width. That's how people are been able to go into these different accounts and set shit up. And that's what Stephanie and them did. They used some different like technology, because they work with some guy like overseas, because one of them is connected to like some Jamaicans that like scam and shit like that. Stephanie's ex-husband Rael, how did I know his name, right? They put something on their like online accounts, like where they sell like their products and whatever. So when you go in and you like, oh, this is my email, this is my credit card, or this is my PayPal, they log everything, and then they start laundering money out of the back of your account. Right, exactly. And then you like get these charges on your account, like I never bought this, and then you just like call like customer service and they cancel it, but they get to keep the money. Exactly. It's like a whole little like online like technology that you can get off the dark web. So that got broken down on the internet. So now a lot of these Instagram hoes, shit like that, they're like hella suffering because all that got broken down, and all these hackers and scammers, it all got broken down. Now, that's one thing that they've been doing. Another thing that they've been doing that you're going to be like, oh, bitch, oh, hell nah, is supply. So I talk about these folders and these files. You're like, okay, I'm in the lab, I'm studying, I understand this coding fuckery. There's folders and files and coding. Let's say, for instance, I'm Target, right? I have a folder, and this folder is all of the different suppliers that I have. Like, I work with, like, let's say, for instance, let me use Nordstrom, because this is the main company. It's Nordstrom, Target, Ross, and a bunch of other companies that have been getting hit up. Let's say, for instance, I'm Nordstrom. This is my folder, and in this folder is all of the different companies that I work with to sell stuff here. This is like Gucci, Uggs, Nike, etc. Each and every single company in this folder has a file. Inside of that file, there's another file, and that is like their inventory connected to their system. Somebody has gone into the main system of all these different companies, right? They use like this like hacking technology, and they put holes in the logistics, like how much has come in, how much has been sold. So on the front end to like the different like companies, like let's say for instance, I'm Rebecca Minkoff, we sent her some documents and this shit got exposed. I'm Rebecca Minkoff. I just came out with a nice ass perfume that I got, and it actually smells really good. And I gave Nordstrom like 500 bottles to sell. Okay, on Nordstrom end, they're gonna change it in her end, on her end, and then on their end, it's gonna say like she sent us 300. So Rebecca Minkoff is sitting there like, okay, I'm only getting this much, but I sent them like 500 boxes. Okay, that's okay. It's whatever. It says like this in our system. I thought we made more. Nordstrom has 200 extra boxes that are no longer being tracked in the system because they played with the files and folder. They have a third system, right, that no one knows about, just a few people internally, because all the CEOs of all these different companies and logistics companies, they're making money. This third folder, right, that's over here, and it's right adjacent, right, exactly, and it's connected to these folders, just like this. So this is on top, and then these two this is the folder, and this is the file. You guys are seeing this? I know this is ghetto, but this is the only way I had to show you. So this folder is where they actually funnel all the extra inventory. So then you go to Marshall's, you go to Nordstrom Racks, you go to certain stores, you even go down to the hood, you go to the farmer's market, and you're like, how am I getting this shit for hella cheap? That's how they've been doing it. And then they resell it out to the community, like different, like you guys know, especially if you go to like LA, the wholesale district, and you guys can go to like, why do you guys have like hella boxes of all this stuff? Where are you getting all this jewelry? Where are you getting all this perfume and shit like that? That's how they've been doing it for hella long. So now what's happening is all the different suppliers, right? I've been figuring out like, wait, hold on. Let me check my system. Wait, what the fuck? I'm missing millions of dollars because it's showing in my system that I only sent them like 300 pieces, but I sent them 1,000. Right. And now that whole system got exposed, and Kamala Harris and some of the different like financial institutions, they got caught up because they were getting payment from these different like scammers, right? To like take people's inventory and resell it to the streets. Oh, I'll take $100,000 off of each shipment. And that's how they've been getting a whole bunch of fuckery into the streets, a whole bunch of MacBooks, a whole bunch of TVs, a whole bunch of shit into the streets from these suppliers, from some of these companies. And it is wild. And right now, something is going on where one of the board members for Nordstrom, she got caught up because she knew about this stuff, and her husband was like one of the people that was playing with this technology, and she got arrested. I know her. Her name is Shelly Archambault. And she got caught up because she was on the board for Nordstrom for 7 fucking years. What do you mean the board? Like the board of directors for the company, where they review all their financials and stuff like that. Whoa. So you mean to tell me she was internal, like, hey, they're doing this shipment is going out, they're gonna make a deal with these people, there's a new company that we're working with, and they would go into all their systems digitally and fuck everything off. Why? Because they work for the internet companies, and they put something on the internet where they're able to like now go into different like companies and scatter people's account. And this is exactly why you've been hearing, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, you guys need to Google the different like hacks, Google scams. There have been so many hacks and scams happening, and they're trying to blame it on China and North Korea. No, it is happening internal in the United States. This shit is fucking wild, you guys. You would not believe it. But I just had to come and show you guys how they've been scamming with the EBT, because I'm telling you, 3 people got shot when that came out about this EBT card, and the planet got blown up in space. It's serious right now. It's very serious about that EBT card. What the fuck do you need? You guys have been giving, right? And another thing too, what they've also been doing is like, let's say for instance, you get like an EBT, right? You got 3 kids, you're supposed to get a certain amount of money. They will go in the system and be like, oh, we gave you this amount of money, or like in between your transactions, they'll like take $50 out or $100 out and put it on somebody else's EBT card so they can go eat and get money and shit like that, and they don't even need it. And you're sitting here with your kids like, wait, I thought I had more than this. And the whole time they're funneling it out to like rich white people so they can go buy, eat food and shit like that, because they don't really got money. I promise you. They don't got money. You're like, then why do they get cars and stuff like that? 1, because they steal and they launder money. 2, it's called credit. They rig the credit system to make it seem like, oh, we have good credit, so then they can get things like on layaway, or they can get things like payment plans, right? So let's say, for instance, you have credit and you want to go get a car. They'll charge you $500 a month, but because the white folks and other people, they rig it, they can pay like $200 a month. You see? That's that system. So now what's coming out is, oh, they live on credit, yes. And now, wait, hold on. They use an algorithm connected to all these white folks and their businesses and where they work and their names and stuff like that. Wait, hold on. And they've been bringing the entire system to make it seem like they're making more money than they are. Exactly. So now you mean to tell me that all these white people have been like getting a whole bunch of shit that they don't deserve because they've been rigging systems and stuff like that? Meanwhile, we're sitting over here like trying to like work and get this and get that, and I'm having to pay more money in the hood because of the poverty tax. Go Google it. You pay more living in the hood than you do like in an upscale area. You really do, because all your amenities are included. You don't have to go to the wash house over there. Gas is always accessible. You don't have to drive all the way to the grocery store. You don't have to pay for this and this and that. You can do a whole lot more, right? So you mean to tell me that I'm paying more to live in poverty? Yes. And now all this is coming out. And I had to tell you guys this because a lot of you guys are about to show this to like lawyers or stuff like that, and you're going to get your fucking money back. Right. Right. And a lot of you guys are going to show this to your bank, show this, because a lot of you guys are like, I thought I had more money, you did. And I caught my bank red fucking handed. As a lot of these smaller banks like Truist or PNC and that are like local to like your area, they're doing like a lot because they don't have as much of a complex system as Wells Fargo or Bank of America that can like build a lot of these technologies in-house to like scam and shit like that, which is another thing that they've been doing. They've been taking your money and then using it to pay for different like coding projects to like play games on your account and do this and do that and do that. Right. It's a lot of fuckery going on. So that's all I had to tell you guys. It's going to be so interesting. You guys are like, okay, what about the new magic system? Get on my Patreon. I'm going to be teaching you guys from the very fucking beginning because it includes like a lot. And this magic system is coded. So the way that I coded it, I wrote a spell and it's Granga Aduana Nazina Irna Gratas Waza Irna Alright. Meaning that if you are of a low vibrational energy, you cannot use this system. Or if there's a scam, it's a big ass scam, but I'm telling you, that scam is going to get reversed in just a fucking minute. So anyways, get on my Patreon because I'm going to be teaching that this month. I will be going out and putting up all the new the divination videos for Patreon. I am a little bit late because I just moved. I just got a new apartment. You guys are going to fucking love it. And it's just been hell and hot. It's just been a lot of fuckery going on. Anyways, you guys, oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you for listening. Bye. That is it.